To the spot I was looking for the bedrock. There's the bedrock. You can see it's about at a 45-degree angle to the stream, so it's not ideal. It's more ideal is 90 straight across to make a nice riffle. But so I felt around this way where the bedrock continued until I got onto some material laying there. With my foot I could feel it, and the bedrock disappeared. And then so I was poking around with my shovel, I could feel some bedrock, and then I felt an empty space next to the bedrock, so I dug that hole out. And then this is my first test pan, and that's the very first test pan, and it looks really good for this creek. So hopefully I found a little place where it's concentrating. There's like 10 nice size flakes there and another 10 micros, so if I can do 20 a pan, that'll be really good for the day. I hope I can keep on that material. I'll show it to you here in a minute. All right, here's the raw material. I'm digging second pan. It's dark gray, really sandy, quartzy material on bedrock. And the bedrock around here is really flaky and crumbly. If the bedrock's worn smooth, it doesn't really hold the gold because I think it just erodes it away, the flakes. But if we can look, I don't know if you see all those black spots in the bedrock. That's the black sand. So the black sands are coming out of this bedrock, and that's why there's so much of it in the pan. Here's my setup. Shovel in there, set up my panning station, classifying station. I put the classifier into the pan and then shovel into it and then sit there. It's good to sit nice and low in the water so you can bend over. You don't have to bend over as far to pan. That saves your back a lot. That's really important. Comfort is important to help you last most of the day. But here's the material. Not quite as good of a piece count, but one nice three-dimensional looking flake there. About a dozen, maybe over. So that's a nice flake. Those are worth a lot. All right, that's what the classified material looks like. I use 1/4-inch classifier and down to sand. It's a lot of sand, but a lot of quartz, just quartz and bedrock. It's nice material. It's real easy to classify, real easy to dig. It's fairly shallow, so that helps the back. Now you can see my hole's expanding a bit. The very first test pan I got was the best one so far. 10 nice flakes and 20 smalls and micros. What I seem to be settling into is now about a dozen pieces per pan. And that one's pretty representative. It's got some, nice flakes in there. But that's what I'm settling in at. This is probably like pan 8 to 10, somewhere in there. All right, I was trying to figure out why my first pan was so good, and I came to realize my first shovel was right next to this big piece of quartz on the bedrock V, which was right there in the center of the screen. So I decided I'm just going to dig under and around that big piece of quartz and see what's up. And sure enough, it looks like it might have concentrated some pieces, because that looks more like the first pan. Larger pieces and a good piece count. All right, there's my shovel. I like the Fisker's D-handle steel shovel, or iron shovel. It's hard to, it's heavy, but it takes a long time to break one. But I've been digging along this bedrock edge here, this bedrock V. It's running in line with the stream, like that. And as soon as I got down to about this patch here where the ground sort of slopes upwards with the leaf debris, I thought that was like a thick layer of leaf debris, but it's not. It's a thin layer of leaf. The ground and actually the bedrock also rises right there. And my gold is really improved. Bigger pieces, good piece count. This is what I'm looking at right now. This is, I don't know, maybe pan 20. So I've got a couple hundred pieces so far up until lunchtime, and I'm going to take a break for lunch and then continue digging. Taking a break for lunch, I was just walking around a little bit, and I noticed just upstream from my hole there's this bedrock ledge going across there, and I noticed below it looks like it's been blown out and down to the bedrock, and I'm wondering if that whatever gold was in that material also like flooded down this way and just kind of deposited, you know, right into where I'm digging. Maybe that's why it's extra good or extra concentrated. That's my hole. Looks like it's kind of cleared out from the murk, but that's the material I'm digging. So if I look back, basically on this side of on the left side of that pole tree, all the way back up to this bedrock ledge over to that log, might be worth digging up. A big rock too. Dig around and under that. All right, there's the original hole I've been digging. That section down through there. And so I dug out that rock, that big rock, and another rock next to it. It's getting pretty good gold, so I continued off towards the center of the creek a little bit to see what's going on. And material looks like it's not as old, clay and sands, but it's pretty good. There's the last pan of that. Got a little piece in there that's casting a little shadow, so it's kind of thick, that bigger piece. Alright, so I was working my way around, poking around, scooped out downstream and to the right of that big rock there. The bedrock's pretty shallow to the left of it. You can see it right there. So I went to the right and got a pretty good result. It might be the biggest piece of the day. The gold in this area isn't real big, but I think on average its average size is larger than other places, so you end up getting decent weights. Okay, there's the gold I've got. It's nice. Average size is a bit chunkier, so that's good. We'll see what it weighs here. 0.2 grams. That's for panning all day, maybe somewhere in the area of 40 pans. All right, looks like this little patch of grass survived the fire too, and the trilliums came up through them. Really nice looking. We're walking in this morning, see little wildflowers starting here in mid-March. And then also saw, I'm walking in the floodplain, river bottom where walnuts like to grow, and there, look at there, all those roasted walnuts. They look like they mostly survived though, so I guess that's good.